let's talk about some awesome crochet patterns that were released in December. Hello everyone, Rochelle here, and I'm back to share some yarn goodness with you all today. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about new and free patterns that were released in December. And so hopefully everyone is having a good start to their new year, but there were a few wonderful crochet patterns that came out last month, and we're going to talk about it. So we are going to be covering size inclusive garments as well as accessories and projects for your home. And of course, everything will be linked below. And also all of these patterns are either free as a Ravelry download or they're free on the person's or the designer's blog. So yay, let's jump right in. Okay, so let's start with garments. Up first, we have the Urbane sweater, and it is designed by Tammy Hildebrand, and it is published by Yarn Citizen. And so this is a pattern that calls for worsted weight yarn, and I think I'm going to scoot over a little bit because I want to make sure you all can see the pictures. Yeah, because they'll be over here somewhere. So anyway, worsted weight yarn, and the bust circumference is between a 34 to 66 inch, and that is 86 to 168 centimeters. So yay. And the hook size that it calls for is a K hook, which is a 6.5 millimeter. And of course, if you change your hook size, you know, if you decide to do a gauge swatch, of course, your hook size may change, but that is the recommended hook size. And so the skills that you will need to know to make this garment are chain stitch, half double crochet, single crochet, slip stitch, that's foundation single crochet. Yeah, foundation single crochet, and the cross stitch. Now y'all, this is a new stitch to me. I have no idea how to do this stitch, but we're gonna have to learn, okay? That's the great thing about YouTube University and just Googling things. If you don't know how to do a stitch, you can look it up and you can learn it. So the cross stitch is definitely a new stitch for me. And that's amazing. Like, I've been crocheting since I was a child and I'm still learning new stitches, and I just love this craft. Okay, so what I really like about this project is that loose turtleneck. So I am not much of a turtleneck person. I really don't like things against my neck, but this has a very loose turtleneck design, and I really like that. And also I like the fabric detail of this design. It's kind of lacy, and you can wear like a cute tank top underneath it. And yeah, I think it would be really, really great. Okay, so our next project is the Cozy Quills, and it is designed by Danielle Denton, and it is published by Knitty Magazine, which is interesting. I think that's cool. So I'm not familiar with Knitty Magazine, but it has crochet patterns in it. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so the yarn weight for this one is a DK weight yarn, and the bust circumference ranges between 34 to 67.5 inches. So really nice range there. And in centimeters, that is 86.5 to 171.5 centimeters. And so for this one, you will need two hook sizes, and they are the 5 millimeter, which is the H hook, and you'll need the 6 millimeter, which is the J hook. So some of the skills that you will need to know to make this garment includes back loop only, chain stitch, half double crochet, single crochet slip stitch, skipping stitches, and the feather stitch. So that's a new one as well. Yeah, I've never done that. And also it calls for feather stitch increases and decreases. So new one to me. If you all have ever done the feather stitch or even the single crochet slip stitch, let me know. I would love to know. And also this cardigan is worked from cuff to cuff. That is wild. Let's see, have I done that? I did a swancho that was similar to that, but not quite. So basically this pattern is worked from cuff to cuff except for your pockets. I'm sure that's done later, but that's a pretty cool design. I like that. And also the ribbing is worked into the cardigan instead of like added on later. So that's really cool. You can work on that ribbing as you're crocheting the garment. So really like that. So you don't have to worry about like sewing it on afterwards. So that's pretty cool because I know some of us don't like to seam garments. So that's really nice. Okay, so up next we have the mauve or mauve. I practiced this one. It is the mauve. Yes. I did one of those Google pronunciation types of things, but it is the mauve pullover, and it is designed by Rachel Milsner of Evelyn and Peter. And so the yarn weight for this one is an Aran weight yarn, and the bust circumference ranges between 28 to 62 inches, and that's 71 to 157.5 centimeters. And so the hook size that it calls for is a 5.5 millimeter, which is an eye hook. And also the skills that you'll need to know to make this lovely garment includes chain stitch, single crochet, back loop only, half double crochet, treble crochet, double crochet, slip stitch, and half double crochet two together. So it's a hodgepodge of things. This pattern uses every crochet stitch imaginable, and I think that is so awesome. And another thing that I really like about this cardigan is the texture. The texture is really, really nice. And when it comes to drop shoulders, y'all know how I am. I have wide shoulders, so I'm kind of on the fence when it comes to drop shoulders. But something about this design I really, really like. So I don't think drop shoulders look good on me, but it kind of doesn't stop me from wearing them. Just like, it's all in my head, y'all. It's all in my head. But anyway, I really like that pullover. Okay, so the next one we have is the color striped cardi, and it is designed by Alexandra Tavel of Two of Wands. And so this pattern calls for super bulky weight yarn, so that's nice. And basically when it comes to the sizing is based on your back measurement width. So you're going to be measuring from shoulder to shoulder. And so the back width ranges between 22 to 38.75 inches. And that is 56 to 98.5 centimeters. So remember that you're going to measure your back width for this one. Now, in terms of the hook size, you will need two. You'll need an 8 millimeter, which is an L hook, and you will need a 10 millimeter, which is an N or a P hook. It depends on like what crochet hook design you're using, but it'll either be an N or a P hook. I'm pretty sure mine is an N hook, so let me know, what's yours? Do you have a P hook? And so in terms of things you'll need to know to make this garment, it will include single crochet, half double crochet, slip stitch, crocheting along a side edge, yarn over slip stitch, and yarn over slip stitch through the back loop only. That is a lot, y'all. And both of those, the last two, like those are new to me stitches. So that's awesome. I get to learn something new. And I really like that oversized shawl collar and the pockets. I love pockets. And I don't wear a lot of things with collars. Once again, it's the thing where I don't really like things around my neck. But this one is like an oversized collar, and I think it's going to feel really, really good. So really excited about those garments. And let me know, which one would you make? Okay, so let's move on to accessories. All right, y'all. First up, we have the Peacock Poncho. And this is designed by Treasury Patterns. So this one calls for Aran weight yarn. And it comes in one size. And it measures 20 inches in height and 27 inches in width. And in centimeters, that's 51 by 68.5. And so the hook size is a 5 millimeter, which is an H hook. And the skills you'll need to know includes chain, single crochet, double crochet, and treble crochet. So those are really nice stitches there. But the great thing about those stitches is that it creates a really nice textured fabric, a really nice lacy fabric. And I really do appreciate that about this pattern. And the poncho is made from a single rectangle. So really easy construction, and it has those mesh stitches, so it kind of makes it look more complicated than it really is. But yeah, it's just a single rectangle, and then you have this beautiful peacock stitch border that goes across it, and I think that really finishes the poncho off really well. So I really like this design. Okay, y'all, up next we have the flower earrings, and it is designed by Uma M. I'll put the full name on the screen, and basically she goes by Made by Yuma or Uma. I'm not quite sure which one. Y'all know how I am with names. But this pattern is a little different. This pattern is available as a free YouTube tutorial. And the written instructions are in the description box of that YouTube tutorial. So if you go to make this project, let's just say you go on Ravelry, you'll click on the link, to go to the free pattern. But when you do that, it is going to open up to a YouTube video. But if you don't want to watch the video, all you have to do is click in the description box, and the written pattern is right there. So sometimes people like to watch videos, especially like if they're not familiar with reading patterns. And then sometimes people like to read patterns. So the great thing about this earring pattern is that it offers both. So I really like that. So I feel like these earrings will elevate any outfit that you're wearing, kind of like a fun accessory. I love earrings, so I really appreciate that. And let's talk about the skills that you will need. So you'll need to know how to do the slip knot, the chain stitch, slip stitch, and double crochet. So nothing too crazy, but really like that. And speaking of things I really, really like, I love what I am wearing. And so this is the Cumberland tank, and it is designed by Alexandra Tavel of Two of Wands. Now, y'all, I have done a whole video about this tank top. So if you are interested in making this tank top, look in the description box below, and it is there. And like I said, I've made a whole video on it, and I have my Ravelry page and everything. But yeah, I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. I love the color, and yeah, I just really like wearing it. And y'all, I'm actually working on a second one. It's gonna be red, and I can't wait to share that with you all. I've only done like 5 rows on it. So it's a pretty simple tank. It just kind of calls for half double crochets and single crochets. And so I love the pattern so much, I decided to crochet it twice. Yay! Okay, so let's get back to these accessories. All right, up next we have the Amelia scarf, and I'm gonna put the designer's name on the screen under the picture. But basically her company is Passionate Crafter. And so this pattern calls for bulky weight yarn, and it comes in one size. But since the scarf is made from 2 rectangles, I'm going to give you the measurements for the cowl size and the scarf size. So you can kind of get like 2 patterns in one. And so the cowl rectangle measures 9 by 8 inches by 19.5 inches. And that's 25 by 49.5 centimeters. And then the scarf's rectangle is it measures 14 inches by 70 inches. That's a lot of numbers, y'all. And in centimeters, it's 35.5 by 178 centimeters. So it's kind of a 2-in-1 deal. You get a scarf and you also get a cowl. It just kind of depends on the way that you wear it, which is why I like this pattern so much. You can wear it as a hood, you can wear it as a turtleneck, you can wear it as a scarf, and that is awesome. So you will need to know a few things before you make this, and that is the slip stitch, single crochet, double crochet, and the floret stitch, which is new to me, but I'm thinking that you probably use a combination of the single and double crochet, But yeah, that's really nice, the floret stitch. Okay, so let's move on to our next accessory. And it is the lavender shawl designed by Treasury Patterns. And the yarn weight is Aran weight. Now the length of this shawl is adjustable, so you can customize it to suit your preferences on what you want to wear. And the hook size that it calls for is a 5mm hook, which is an H hook. And I'm not sure if I mentioned the hook size for the last scarf. It's a 6mm J hook, just in case I didn't mention. But anyway, for the lavender shawl, it is a 5mm H hook. And the skills that you'll need only includes the chain stitch, double crochet, treble crochet. I keep wanting to say triple crochet, but I don't know, maybe treble crochet is like what patterns usually say. I don't know, treble, triple. Let me know you all's thoughts on that. But anyway, I love that rectangular design because when it comes to me and shawls, I like to wrap my shawls around my arms. I think triangle shawls are really cool, especially if you want to kind of wear them like a neckerchief style, but I really like a rectangular shawl. So I really appreciate that design. All right, y'all, let's talk about patterns for the home. Okay, so up first, we have the half double crochet dishcloth, and it is designed by Josie Anderson of First the Coffee. And I love that name because coffee, look y'all, coffee is on the agenda first thing in the morning. It is a very, very important, okay? So it calls for worsted weight yarn. And the size is 8.5 inches tall and 8.5 inches wide. So it's a nice square. And in centimeters, that's 22 by 22. And so the hook size is a 4.5mm. And it's in the name. You only need to know how to do the half double crochet for this one. That's it. And I love the half double crochet stitch. And I really like that dense fabric that the half double crochet creates, especially if you're going to be using it as a dishcloth. You're going to want something that's, that kind of has like a dense fabric. So love that. And I love using my handmade dishcloths. I don't know. They seem to last longer to me. I don't know. Do you all like making dishcloths or washcloths or scrubbies, things like that? Let me know. Up next, we have the Kingfisher Granny Square blanket that is designed by April Garwood of Banana Moon. And so the yarn weight is a DK. So one of the many cool things about this blanket is that it comes in like every size imaginable. We've got lovey size, security blanket, baby blanket, crib size, lap, throw, twin, king, queen, and basically in terms of actual numbers, it ranges from 13 by 13 inches up to 108 by 93 inches, and in centimeters that is 33 by 33 centimeters all the way up to 274 by 236 centimeters. So this blanket could be very small or really, really big, just whatever you're feeling like doing. Okay, and it's great because so the stitches that's called for this, it's not complicated. You just need to know how to do the chain stitch, double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet, and slip stitch. And also, if you want to do like the really, really small size, you can do it with like 50 yards, which is 29 grams. So it's great if you want to do like a quick baby gift or something like that, like the quick little lovey size. But of course, you're going to need a lot more yarn for the bigger ones. But maybe you got like a baby shower coming up really quick, or somebody's having a baby and you hadn't made anything yet. This would be like a really quick project to do. Okay, y'all, we have another pattern for the home, and that is the vintage chevron blanket designed by Gabby Bush for Pearl Soho. And so this is a bulky weight yarn. It requires bulky weight yarn. And once again, it has a lot of sizes: crib size, small throw size, large throw size, and basically the size range in terms of inches and centimeters is 25 inches wide by 31.25 inches tall, which is 63.5 by 79 centimeters. Yeah, so it's has a quite large range. And in terms of inches, like the highest or the largest size is 50 inches by 56 and a quarter, which is 127 by 143 centimeters. Whew! So many numbers. But I want to make sure that regardless of whether you use the imperial system or the metric system, you got it. So the hook size that is required is the 5.5 millimeter, which is an eye hook. And you only need to know 2 stitches for this blanket, y'all. Single crochet and back loop only. That's it. If y'all know those stitches, you got it. Okay, it will be no problem for you. And there's a knit version as well. So if you're somebody like me that crochets and knits, you can make this blanket twice. You can make a crochet version and you can make a knitted version. So yay, chevrons are fun in both crafts. All right, y'all. So what are some new crochet patterns that you have found? Definitely share with the class. And yeah, let me know if you all have made these patterns or if you're interested in making these patterns. I would really, really love to know. All right, y'all. Let me know what you worked on while watching, or did you just chill? Today is a really rainy day. Probably thinking about, it looks like we're gonna get some snow. We'll see. I'm all for the snow, but the ice. No, we don't need ice. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so thank you all so much. Definitely leave a comment. Let me know what y'all are making. And thank you all so much for clicking that join button below. Also, thank you for liking and subscribing to my videos, and subscribing to my channel and hitting that notification bell. I really appreciate it. And of course, I do have a membership and you can check that out as well. And also, thank you all so much for the patterns that I've received from my Ravelry Wishlist. Like, I really, really appreciate that. All right, y'all. It's been wonderful hanging out with you all today. And thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye.